Oh, we're live on Facebook. Beautiful. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We've got the awesome Randy Carroll. Every time I have this guy on, we end up talking about fast food.
You started it.
It's all his fault. I love In-N-Out and Five Guys and Fries, but he likes this place called, what the hell's that place called? What is it? The Cookout.
I need to give me some Cookout. It's been a minute.
The Cookout. You know, I had Andy and Leslie Peters. They're a big team out in Keller Williams in Atlanta. And I forgot to ask them about Cookout, but I bet you they would have also loved Cookout.
If they eat healthy food, they're probably not interested.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows Cookout.
I mean, look, if y'all watching are in Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, y'all know what's up. Y'all should know about Cookout.
I wish that we could order a Cookout through artificial intelligence all the way out here in California.
That's next. It's coming next.
That's next. All right, let's get started. We're going to be talking about artificial intelligence for your real estate business. Obviously, this one's brought to you by Chime. So we're going to go into a little bit of the back end into Chime through slides and show you how it works and the idea behind it and how we've been using it for our team as well. There aren't very many companies that do this, and the ones that do, from those, there aren't very many that do it right. I'm proud to say that at least Chime does it very well, and they're always trying to make it better. So, Randy, it's all up to you, man. Here you go.
Yes, sir. All right. So if y'all know me, y'all know I generally avoid slides and things of that nature, but I actually had my dev team put this together because they didn't want to present it. So you can trust that the slides here are actually quality material. So don't even worry about it.
I like it, dude. Look at that.
Boom, here we go. So what we're going to be talking today is the AI assistant, right? So this is something that Chime came up with, and this is probably about as important as it's ever been right now. Tristan, I think you would agree that over the past several months, top producers around the country have been doubling down on their marketing.
Yep.
Generating more leads than ever. Facebook keeps coming out with more stats about how more and more people are spending time on Facebook. You know, cost per lead across various mediums are going down. So what that means is that more leads are coming in, right? And even before, you know, this golden age of lead generation, there was already a lead conversion problem. So now that lead conversion problem is being amplified by the fact that agents are just getting absolutely dumped on with leads because of all the people spending time online. So this AI assistant is incredibly well timed because we came out with it towards the end of last year. So it's had some time to grow and learn and improve, which is going to be very important for your business today.
I love it, man.
Yeah, so really the genesis or the inspiration for this was the fact that agents needed help converting leads, and drip campaigns that send pre-scripted text messages at static intervals are only going to go so far, and the consumer is going to catch up and realize that, you know, maybe this isn't as effective as it might have once been. So here you can see the AI assistant is going to engage and qualify leads in a similar manner to the ISA. You know, I don't want to send the wrong message here and say that ISAs are going to become antiquated, because they're really not. You can't replicate the human touch of a phone call. I think that's still tremendously important. However, being able to add another tool in your tool belt when it comes to lead conversion isn't a bad thing, right? And with an AI assistant like this, there's less human management involved. So if you're in that place in your business where you don't think it's the right time to hire someone and then pay that person, train that person, hold that person accountable, this AI assistant is going to alleviate you of some of those difficulties. So
I think one thing that people could be thinking is like, well, do I have to choose one or the other?
No,
And
no,
in our
definitely not.
case, like with our case with our team here in Los Angeles and Ventura County, we've got both in place. And we found a way that we could do it so that by using an ISA or ISAs and also using in this case, the AI, it helps alleviate some of that consistent monotony that ISAs have to do, which is call, text, email. In this case, we're having help from the AI so that as soon as, and you'll see here how it happens, but as soon as somebody engages with a property or with a website, what starts happening is it's kind of alerting the AI, and the AI goes, "Hey, Randy, I just noticed that you were looking at homes, or you really saw this one, or you seem to like it, or you favored it, or whatever it was." And then they say, "Do you have any questions? Would you like to see it?" And then when they're raising their hand at that point, that also alerts our ISAs, and they say at that point, "Got it. Pick up the phone, call them up," because they're a lot more interested. So it just alerts us. And I love working in tandem with the AI that way.
Absolutely. I mean, that makes a ton of sense. And also, when you think about that, if you have, dozens, hundreds of leads, however many leads you have coming in, your ISA can only manage so many conversations at once, especially if they're actually on the phone. They can only manage one conversation, right? But the
True.
AI assistant has nearly unlimited bandwidth. So the AI assistant can manage as many conversations as is necessary, and then consequently alerting the ISA to the conversation that needs the most attention. Because at the end of the day, this lead still needs to talk to a human. I don't think that's going away, but who you spend your time talking to, it matters a lot. So this is going to help doing some of that pre-qualification process, identifying the real opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. So I try to avoid reading straight from the screen. Hopefully everyone's had an opportunity to review this.
And also this is recorded, so this will be placed into our YouTube channel if you missed part of it or if you want to share with anybody else.
Yep, perfect. So you can see here the way it works is the lead comes into the CRM, which is really important to point out because this is not just Chime leads, right? This is a lead that comes into the system. If you are getting leads from Chime, obviously that's great. They're going to be included. But if you're getting Zillow leads, other lead services, past clients, sphere of influence, you can have the AI assistant configured to interact with them as well. So that really just comes at your discretion. The AI assistant is not to be confused with a chat box, right? Website chat boxes have been around for some time now. This is actual artificial intelligence that can interact via a chat box on your website, but it can also engage in conversation via text message as well. So you can see that here in that second step. And then the goal of the AI assistant is to categorize your leads into essentially one of three opportunities. First is the non-responsive lead, nothing that you need to concern yourself with. The second is the longer term nurture lead. That's something that will automatically set that AI assistant up on a long-term nurture for those leads who identify themselves as quote unquote cold. And then there's the hot lead, obviously, which is the most important one, where we are going to tag you in to actually have a conversation with the lead.
I love it, dude.
So again, this is beneficial for everyone, new agents, experienced agents, brokers, and team leaders. I don't really know how one would be, how one wouldn't benefit from the AI assistant. And then we've got some awesome testimonials in here, which is pretty great. Something I want to point out too is the affordability of something like an AI assistant. Like I was saying before, the bandwidth is nearly unlimited. So you can actually see that Stephen here had his leads qualified for 74 cents per lead. If you tried to hire an ISA and in your interview with them, you said, "I will pay you 74 cents for every lead that you talk to," the person's going to walk out on you.
100%.
Yeah. So let's be very clear here that there's definitely an affordability factor that comes in with the AI assistant. Here's another client of ours. Something I should point out where this client says he can take over the conversation and easily transition. When the AI assistant is having a conversation with your leads, you're going to have named that person. So you can name them Johnny Bot. You can name them Tristan Jr., right? You can name them whatever you want it to be. So you can either go down the path of having the lead think this is a real person, or you can make it evident that this is just a bot. So I don't know if Tristan has any comments on that. But
I always say they're part of the team. So we give them a name, right?
Okay.
So I don't use it as an AI bot. I always use it as, like, let's say I call them Randy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, they're part of the team, right? Anytime they need to transfer it over to anybody or bring in anybody at that point, we can always refer back to Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's a great point. And so ultimately, that's the decision you get to make. You get to name the bot. And when you decide, or when the bot identifies a lead who you'd like to communicate with, then you would introduce yourself, right? So it's like, oh, okay, now this is Randy taking over for, Johnny the bot.
Yeah, or whatever you want to call it.
Or whoever you name it, right?
I have a question, man. It was a good question, and I answered, but I want to see what you think.
Sure.
Somebody asked, I think it was Rick, asked, well, they have command and follow a boss, or either or. How would they bring in this AI assistant to help out with some of those leads? Would they have to bring in the actual leads from command or follow boss into Chime at that point and have them worked there? Or how would you?
Yeah, so we have an import team. We have a very easy import tool where you just drag and drop your file into your Chime platform, and then the AI assistant will take over from there. I see in the chat someone asked, is this for KW agents only? It's not. This is for Chime clients. So if you're a Chime client, the brokerage is less important that you're with. You can get the AI assistant. In terms of what the best source of leads to use with the AI assistant, the conversations are all going to flow based off of the path of the lead, right? That's the advantage of the machine learning, right? So based off the direction the lead takes the conversation, the machine learning will go with it in that direction. So you can really use it for any lead source. Most of our clients I see are using them for online leads. So maybe they don't use them for their sphere of influence or their referrals, but for online leads or other versions of cold leads, they use the AI assistant. In terms of using it to activate, to reach out to leads already in your Chime platform, yes, that should be a function in there.
That's pretty easy to do. Good, because that's how we've got it. And one thing you have to know, we're always tweaking it. One of the things Randy and I were talking last week about was like, hey, we need to do even better, right, on responses, because the responses are great right now. But I'm glad you brought this up, dude. Google machine learning. So all of this is rooted in what Google has created. And that's what allows us to use the AI the way that it's used. And so anytime you have, let's say, one response coming back and saying, well, I just started looking, or maybe I'm looking 6 months to a year from now, depending on the answers that we've put in place, right? Then Google's bot or machine learning section is able to go in and say, okay, I got it. Let's bring in this one based on previous responses, right? Because that one got us the best response last time, right? And the more options it has to test out, probably the better your results are going to be, because now it's testing all of these parts out. And see, the machine learning, that's the beautiful part about this, because it's not just automation. Like if they say this, then that. This is more like, well, if they say this, based on what we know from all of our past experiences as a machine, chances are they're going to respond best to this, because we're learning along the way, right? That's the AI. So that's the thing that I love about it, man, because it's always taking into consideration all of these answers, all this data, and it's responding to what, based on, like, I'm assuming that's what you were going to show, but based on all of that data, it's responding what it thinks is the best response.
Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's something that the beauty of this program is it's only going to get better over time, because machine learning, its nature is to learn and to improve. So with this, it's not necessarily just a preset series of responses that are going to respond the same way every time. It's going to weigh out which responses have been more effective. So you make a really good point there.
You can't do that without data, right?
Correct.
It's like if you started to do this on your own and you have 1,000 people in your database and maybe 100 have responded, that is not enough data, right? The cool thing is you guys have thousands and thousands and thousands of responses. And I think that's the key, because the more rich this data is, the better our chances of getting the best response there for each time we engage. That's the key.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. All right. What's this good stuff?
Yeah. So this, I really like this slide, because here's some actual data you can wrap your head around. Here's some new lead response rate improvement. So during our time testing this, these were the response rate improvement we saw from leads with clients using the AI assistant versus not. And so while you can see the Facebook and Google response rate improvement was pretty nice. I mean, look at this, 115% improvement in your Zillow leads. You know, imagine if you were having over twice as many Zillow lead conversations today than you have been in the past. Well,
dude, I'm actually more impressed by the responses we're getting on Facebook and Google, because those are further out. So that means when we're getting them, the Facebook and the Google leads, because most people say those don't work, right? Oh, they're not ready. Oh, they're just looking. All these leads are just looking. Well, the sooner you engage with them, and those percentages aren't too far apart with 87 to 115. Let's just say it doubled, right? Taking the average. So now if my chances of reaching a Facebook lead doubled, that means that now I'm reaching them before they've reached out to any other agent, because they're so early on in this stage, any other agent at Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, or anywhere else. And if I continue to nurture them, right, through everything that I have in my CRM, in this case, artificial intelligence, because every time they look at a property, we re-engage and make sure that they're being taken care of. That's powerful. Because, dude, I mean, I don't have anything against Zillow. I think Zillow's done awesome. But when I get a Zillow lead, they've already talked to 5 or 6 different agents, right? And when I get a Facebook or Google lead, they haven't talked to anybody yet. They're mine, right? So that's why I think it's more important with Facebook and Google.
Yeah, no, all great points. Great points. So here you can see kind of a timeline of events, right? The first touch that comes in as the lead registers, the qualifying conversation using scripts, etc. This assist part is the bot actually telling the agent what they need to do. What I think is so valuable here is it takes some of the thinking out of this for agents. It says, contact these leads, let the system nurture these leads, and then move forward with your day.
Oh yeah. I just took a snapshot of that, dude.
Perfect.
That pretty much prior to taking them out and connecting with them to put in offers or list their home, that right there is all of the times I want to touch them. What we're missing for the future is closing, right? Once I've closed them, how can AI then start working on helping me nurture them long-term and give me more business at that point? But this is beautiful.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
I love this.
Certainly something to
take a snapshot of that, because this is why you need it.
Love that.
What's this good stuff?
So this again is just demonstrating the different ways that the AI assistant will communicate with the consumer. You can see either text message or website chat. So it can go one of two directions. I think the text message piece is really what makes it so valuable. I mean, it really opens the door to communicate with leads who maybe haven't been to your website. So again, just more information about that.
All right, so take me through that process. They come in through my website, right? If you guys want to take a look at my website, so people know, let me put it on there so they can see. And I shut off the AI for this webinar so it won't work, because I know we were going to get bombarded. Tristan and Associates.net. I think that's the one.
Tristan, you've got like 15 websites.
I know, buddy. I know. I'm gonna put it in the link there so that people can take a look at how it looks. And yeah, that's the one. Yep. Let me put the link in there one more time. All right, take a look at the site. But what he's talking about there is when the chat section pops up, it's like, hey, do you have any questions type thing? And they do. It starts a conversation. That AI starts a conversation there. And then it transfers it over to text, right? Which I think is even, dude, how amazing is that process? Because now it even gets, you even connect deeper with them at that point, right? You've taken it from the computer over to their phone, and they can go wherever and now converse with you. I don't have to wait and stay on the site to continually chat with you. How many times, Randy, have you gone to a website, started the chat for some support, and then you forgot, and you're like, and then you forgot that was there, and then you didn't get help? It happens to me all the time.
It happened to me yesterday. I was trying to get support for trying to track a package I sent, and I just sat there just like a zombie, just staring at my computer screen, waiting for some support person to respond.
Dude, how awesome would it be to transfer it over to text, right?
Yeah, would have been nice. If I could just say, hey, text me, that would have been nice. So
that's why I love this.
So then, yeah, I totally agree with you there. And you can see an example of that conversation that's taking place here. What's nice about it as well is that the responses are actually delayed, right? So when you're texting with a bot, if the responses are coming at you automatically, or immediately for that matter, and you see these long texts, obviously it's a computer. But you can set the delay to be you can set the delay to be what you want, right? 10 seconds, 30 seconds, that's really up to you. And it gives it more of the human approach.
Yeah, I agree. Just wait a little bit. It can't be like instantly. I usually wait about 30 seconds until somebody's in there to turn it on. And look, if you have any questions, I see Stephanie Rude raised her hand. If you have any questions, pop them into the chat box or the question section, and we'll grab them there. Randy, question from Tracy. Tracy says, is Chime the company offering the catalog ads on Facebook? Talking about Dare.
Yep, we absolutely are. So we do run Dare ads on Facebook, Google PPC ads as well, and you actually get the AI assistant for free if you're running ads with us.
Can you explain how that works? As soon as the Dare ads light up and I'm retargeting all of my database, at what point does it trigger the AI? Do you know?
So once the lead registers or visits the website.
And then as soon as they visit the website, they get a text, and, or if they're online, they start on chat, and it's like, hey, do you have any questions? Oh, I saw you looking at this. Do you have any questions about that? Or how are you doing type thing, right?
Exactly.
Cool. Very good. I just wanted to make sure I was right on that one. All right, continue. Oh, yes. This is what I was asking for. I love it. Take a picture of this because this shows you the power of artificial intelligence working. Is this one of my leads? Hold on. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was mine, but this is beautiful. Read through this, dude. Take us through this process.
So this is a actual conversation. You can see here, somebody registered. You can see 3 different examples, I suppose. On the far right-hand side is that Zillow message. For all of you who are going to continue using Zillow, you can see we're actually acknowledging, hey, we got your message on Zillow about the property you registered on. And we're asking, do you need any more information, or would you like to schedule a private tour? Right. So that conversation, that question is very pointed, right? That is clearly the AI assistant acknowledging you came from Zillow, whereas if it was a lead that came from Google, or you sent a message, you can see here in the middle example, it says, hi, Sarah, thanks for your message online. I'm Ava with Lofty Realty Team. How can we help? So it's a different approach than a Zillow lead. And actually, you can see Tristan's influence here. If y'all have been watching Tristan, Tristan's been saying how his approach with Google and Facebook leads is figuring out what they're looking for, so he can come from a place of helping. You can see in the second message in the middle of the screen, it says, no problem, may I learn about your preference so I can send some homes to look at? What location are you interested in? So now we're starting to go down
You're qualifying them, dude. You're going through the whole process. One thing that I want to add here, where was that one that you just read, the preference one? Second. Oh, there it is. Second one. No problem. May I learn more about your preference? So that's what we're currently on right now. But what we're gravitating to is making it more natural language. So this works. I'm not saying it doesn't, but the conversation that we typically have by text is a lot more easygoing. So the thing that we're tweaking in the future is instead of saying, may I learn more about your preference so I can send you, right? It's going to be like, hey, no problem. So tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for. That type of natural language, right? Mm-hmm. And so those are the things that we're going to continually tweak to make this sound like an actual person, right? So that people can connect better with it. And that's why I love AI, dude, because this progression is never going to stop.
Right. It's going to naturally improve. It doesn't necessarily need as much attention as something built in a more static nature would need, right? So that's something that I think is important to point out. I've mentioned this already, how to classify the new leads, right? We're gonna show you who your hot leads are. You can tag and nurture the long-term leads that may be just looking. They have a longer time frame, things of that nature. And then people who have said they have an agent or don't want to be contacted or have the wrong phone number, will move those people out of the way so you're not wasting your time with them.
I love that, dude. All right, so tell me about Assist here. What is this?
So with this piece, really this is going to show you that the system is going to keep the keep the content of the conversation in the notes here. And you're actually going to get a text message from the assistant when a lead is qualified.
Yes, that's what I love, because it makes our work a lot easier. At that point, we're just getting the people that are ready to go. Yeah, we're going to miss some, and we do. I mean, I just looked at our stats, Randy.
Yeah.
With just the Google, this is just Google PPC, all right? Google PPC, we have 219 leads at $9 per lead, right? So we have the AI bot working on all of them. And so this is a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty decent. And I know that we don't always get a hold of one or two in a day because we're getting quite a few in a day. That's just Google. We have a whole bunch of other ones coming through. So let's say we have close to like almost 2,000 leads coming through from all different sources a month. And to have something like this be able to qualify them, because we do miss it, is very powerful for us. I know Jake's my lead coordinator too. So Jake loves it when we get an email or a text saying, hey, something was approved, they're ready to go. It's like, all right, I know who to send it to. So just know one thing, because I noticed a question. Adam, it says the middle one seems odd. You're right, Adam. The one thing with tech is that it's always changing and we're always progressing. And one thing that I am helping with, along with Randy, is we're trying to create more of a natural language with AI. So we're going deeper into this. So you're always going to be seeing it progress and get better. One answer I don't have, Randy, and I don't know if you answered this one, buddy. Tracy says, is Chime scripting that conversation? Can I edit or can I have input if I don't like the tone?
So you can provide feedback on the conversation. Our team wants to hear feedback, but there's not a pre-written script. I think that's the important part to get across here. With AI, the system is reading the response, and based off of what it's learned in the past, it's going to formulate a response that it thinks will be the most effective. So it's not necessarily pulling from 3 different responses and picking one. It's a little more natural than that.
Well, that's why it's machine learning, dude. That's the whole
exactly
point, right?
Exactly. And look, I'm not here to say that the system is perfect as it is today. That is not true, right? There's going to be goofs. There's going to be less than perfect responses some of the time. But in terms of where this is positioned versus the market, I mean, we're ahead of the market in a pretty significant way, enough that it benefits your business.
Exactly.
That I very much am confident in saying.
Me too. Adam says, we love Chime on our team, and this seems pretty game changing. So Adam, it is, man. I would definitely add this on. If you're already with Chime, it makes it a lot easier to add on. So 100%. Mm-hmm. All right. So what do we got here with Nurture?
Yeah, so a few more words on this screen. This is going to be where the majority of your leads fall, right? The people who need to be nurtured. So what the AI assistant is going to do is transition some of these nurture leads into these other form of long-term communication that we have. So we'll trigger behavioral messaging, right? So if you were to go in your smart plans in Chime, you can see there's a setting to select what you want to send to someone based off of a particular behavior. That could be a number of property views, a return to the site after a prolonged absence, some type of inquiry, right? So the AI assistant will continue to take over for that. And then the AI assistant will also incorporate your automatic property alerts. So with the assistant, they're actually going to be able to adjust the scope of the listings being sent to the leads based off of the conversation they've had. And then also, if you're already aware property alerts are sent by email, then what's nice about this is the AI assistant will also send those property alerts via text message.
I love that.
So that's powerful. Allowing your
powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Question from Rick. I want to interrupt you on this one.
Please do.
Rick says, first of all, what's up, Rick? Great question so far, man. Will Chime AI response adapt and resolve the build off of my interaction and any communication style, or is it an amalgam of all the users' input? Yeah, it's the latter. It's just of all the users' inputs. Look, one day, Rick, which you bring up a great point, one day, and I hope soon, we'll be able to go into your database, find your scripting, and find your tonality and be able to then use similar wording to that. I mean, we're not far away from that already. We're already cataloging, in some instances, the ways that you speak in tonality-wise to certain clients. So we then are able to grab that, right, and use it in the same way. But we're not there yet with Chime, right, Randy?
Yep. No, we're not. We're not there yet. It's going to have its own tone. So yeah, this is not, the AI assistant is not meant to be you. Like, so to point that out again, the lead isn't going to think that it's talking to you. The lead is going to be thinking it's talking to an assistant on your team, right? So I want to make that point a little more clear.
Yeah.
And then to finish up with this slide, based off of the interaction with the lead as well, the AI assistant will set up tags. And if you're a Chime client, you probably already know this, but if you're not, then tags can actually trigger smart plans. So if the AI assistant has a conversation with the lead and the lead says, I'm already working with an agent, then the AI assistant will tag that lead with the tag working with an agent, and that can trigger a smart plan if you if you decide to configure it that way. So that is another powerful aspect of the nurture process.
That's beautiful. Hopefully we answered that, Rick. But Rick, you have a very, very valid question. Unfortunately, in our real estate industry, no company has done that yet. We're seeing it barely in the banking industry, and they've got billions and billions to spend, like Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Yeah, they're using it there, but once they're figuring that out and they make it more of an automated feature for other companies to grab it, I'm sure we'll jump on, because we're using the same thing they're using, and that's the Google interface for this, which is that Google machine learning.
Yeah, JP Morgan also has $1 billion to spend on fines, evidently.
That's a whole different webinar, dude.
Yeah, I'm not qualified for that one.
Yeah,
I'll attend.
Like that. All right, what do we have right here, man?
So I just wanted to give people some perspective on what we already have built for you. We have some pre-built campaigns and workflows. So based off of based off of the conversation with the lead, we're going to set them up on a workflow that looks something like this. So
I like that.
Yes, sir. And so again, just trying to remove some of the decision making for the agent. If we can tell the agent what to do, it's easier for the agent to do it rather than for them to figure it out.
Well, this is done automatically through the AI assistant, right?
Yes. So right, the auto email, the auto text, all of that where you see auto set up, that is done automatically by the AI assistant. The AI assistant doesn't make a call or leave a voicemail. It's going to set a task for you to do that.
Got it. I'm answering a question by text from Brad Kiger, because he's
what's up, Brad? I was talking to him today.
Yeah, you know,
Are you
Brad,
on today?
He's on. He was on. He had to jump off, but he's saying he's going to go full on Chime now. So make sure you call him right after. I'm giving him the example of so we get a lead August 2nd, 2020. We didn't have the AI on at that point, but we had Mark's on our team, calls up. She says, I'm just looking, but send me what you got. And he's like, didn't sound that excited. I sent her what I had. They ended up liking one a week later. And so they go and visit, and she really likes it. She's like, you know what? My husband's really going to like this. Let's see if he can come down from New York. So a few days later, comes down from New York. He's like, I don't like this one. It's not, it just, I don't feel it. And at this point, dude, we're August 24th, okay? We got the lead August 2nd.
Yeah, that's only 20 some odd days.
So now, check this out. He's like, do you have anything like this and this and this? And the listing agent, where the buying side, happens to have one a few doors down that's not on the market yet. And he's like, well, I've got something that's that might work. And so we go over, not listed yet, 10.5 million. They put in an offer. They just removed all contingencies, and we're ready to close.
Yes, sir. That's awesome.
The lead we just got was August 2nd, and the lead is 10.5 million. So I'm telling you that story because there's a lot of limiting beliefs on just online leads in general, right? Not only on how fast they can close, because we have a lot of stories like this. That's not my only one. How fast they can close, the quality, and whether or not you can even do luxury through Google PPC or Facebook lead ads.
That's a great point.
The answer is yes, you can do all of that through what we're doing right now. And that's why we added AI, because I don't want to miss anyone that for any reason one of my agents didn't catch, right? Because we are getting a ton of leads a day. So back to you, buddy.
Well, my only comment on the luxury piece is, yes, wealthy people use the internet as well.
They use Google, right? Google's the #1 most visited website in the world for a reason.
And it's not just for poor people like me. It's for wealthy people too.
You're funny. Oh, so good.
All right. So here's some scripts and templates that we have already built for you, just based off of some feedback we've gotten from our clients. Obviously, you can change this. These are the templates that are sent kind of after we've designated, okay, this person is maybe a long-term nurture, or they need some type of, maybe you qualify, right? This is more of a conversation if someone needs financing, et cetera. But all of this information right here can be edited, so I wouldn't get too caught up in that one. Let's see. So to point out again, you need to, you will take over conversations. The lead doesn't think they're talking to you. They're talking to an assistant. They're talking to someone else. So you can take, but you can take over any time. So if you see a promising conversation develop, you can step in and remove the assistant from the conversation. And then you can also pick which lead sources and lead types the AI assistant works, right? So buyer, seller, sources, et cetera. Also times as well. I don't know if this is easy for people to see. This is kind of a small picture. But to point out here.
See it. Zoom in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome. Yep. So you can see which days it's active, which hours, the delay, the name. You can see the virtual number. So this is the number the assistant has.
That's one of the things I love is the assistant name, man. That's why if you want to go the AI route and just name it a little like a robot name, right? Or you can go and name it another name. I'm actually tempted to change mine to Alfred, right?
To Alfred. All right.
Just because I like Batman so much.
Yeah,
right?
I see you.
But I'm not sure yet. So, oh, it's so good. Rick has another question. Rick, by the way, great questions, buddy. Who handles Chime AI support? Do you know?
I mean, that would be our team. Like, yes, to answer your question, we as a company use Zendesk. Wait. Maybe I think we use Zendesk and Jira. I think Jira does something different. But yeah, so I mean, that's the AI assistant is something that we built natively, right? So we took Google's machine learning program in its raw form, and we built it to be a real estate product. So if you took our AI assistant and you put it in the insurance business, it would not know what to do with itself, because it is built to be specifically in real estate.
Perfect, dude. Good answer.
Yeah, so.
All right. We got about 5 minutes left. Let's go.
Yeah, this is the pricing. Again, if you're using Chime for lead generation, it's going to be included. If you're not using Chime for lead generation, this is what you'll this is the pricing for it. Yes, we are offering free trials, so take advantage of it, right?
How long is the free trial good for, or for how many leads?
It's going to be good for the month, and it should be for up to the 150 leads.
Oh, that's good, dude.
Yeah, so you get a pretty.
Just read it. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you can see same as the chosen package, right? So I always tell everyone to get the 150 lead package, but honestly, if you know you're going to get less than 150 leads, then go with plan 1 or 2.
And
right?
Randy, does this go down depending on how many? So if I've got, like, let's say I want to do it for 500 leads,
mm-hmm.
right, does it go down to like 50 cents, or does it maintain at 60 cents?
I will negotiate with you on that.
All right, cool. Thanks, buddy.
It's my pleasure. Of course. Yeah, this is less important. This is just context, and I don't have names to compare them to. This is just kind of market averages. And there we go. Thank you.
All right, dude. Well, I have a couple of questions before you leave. Don't jump off yet.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I still got to talk to you about fast food.
Oh, good. Yeah, we have to end it with fast food all the time. Come on. I'm actually, yesterday I had steak for dinner with some asparagus, but the day before I had, like, Jeff Fitzer, or no? Jeff Fitzer, he's one of the admins in LabCoats.
Yeah, I know the name. I don't think we know each other, but I know the name.
He posted a picture or a video of him going through Burger King, and I haven't had Burger King like 2 years, and I was like, now I'm craving a Whopper. And I'm like, damn, man. And I still want a Whopper.
A Whopper? Burger King? You're killing me, bro. You're killing me.
That's what I'm craving, a Whopper, okay? Damn it. All right, questions here. We got a couple of questions. Campbell says, what's up, Campbell? What do we get if we're signing up for $300 for buyers, $300 for seller leads today, and upgrading to the next dialer package? That's for sure your question.
Yeah, so you should be getting the AI assistant as a part of it.
As part of the package?
Mm-hmm.
And the AI assistant will cover 150 leads?
I'll need to get a clear answer for that one.
All right, so Campbell, just sign up and Randy will hook you up. And if he doesn't, just text me and we'll make it happen.
No, I know Campbell. Campbell's here in Atlanta with me.
Oh, damn it. All right.
Campbell.
Randy, you can just send him a cookout hamburger. You guys are the same.
Campbell eats good. I was talking to him yesterday. His wife was making some honey garlic chicken. He eats good.
Nice. Well, that's actually really good. Better than you and I, Randy. I think Randy and I have to work out like triple the amount a normal human being works out because we eat so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the girlfriend tells me.
So terrible. All right, Tracy wants slide number 21.
Yep, this is slide 21. So I don't know. This is really just mostly questions. I don't know if it has any answers. But yeah, is there any particular question from here that y'all would like answered? It is month to month. I saw there was a question about a year-long subscription. We do offer a discount on our total package if you sign up for the year. I don't think we have a discount for an annual chatbot subscription, but if you want to sign up for a full year of Chime, we can offer a discount altogether. Yeah, there you go, Rick. Eating nice pork. Man, that sounds delicious.
Eating a pork bat. I love it. Wait, Rick, where are you located, Rick? What city and state?
Yeah, let's see what fast food options this city has.
Sounds like, I mean, it almost sounds like he's from New England, but I don't want to, you know.
Okay. Vienna, Virginia. Hey, that's not far. I mean, that's not New England, but it's close.
Not too far. It's not too far. I love it. Oh, Rick's awesome. Dude, all right. So let's also mention that as I want to reiterate this. As you guys keep on seeing this thing grow, Alexa, stop. There's AI. So as Chime keeps on growing their AI bot, we're going to definitely see it get better and better and better, because we're going to be adding more natural language and giving them more options to test out. Because this thing is, the cool thing about AI, like real true AI, is that the real true AI is always learning. That's the biggest difference. Mm-hmm. So it's always taking that data that it's playing with and saying, oh, got it. You know what? This is better.
Yes.
The more data it has, the better results we're going to get. So you fast forward to a year from now, and the results are even going to be more amazing, and probably going to have a lot more, it's just going to be a lot more dynamic at that point too.
Yeah.
So
the drip campaigns that you set up from 4 years ago that you're still using, like, they're not learning. They're not changing. They will be that way for forever. This, like Tristan said, is going to change and is going to improve as responses improve, et cetera.
Yep. Cool, dude. Cool. And I just checked my Chime. Here, I'm gonna just share my screen to end this out. I'm gonna share it, okay? I'm gonna unshare your screen.
Yeah, do it.
So this is the back end of mine. So this is just Google on, this is one portion of what we're spending. We're spending $10,000 on leads a month. This is $2,000 that we have running through Chime on Google PPC, only pay-per-click leads, or Google ads. And I've gotten 219 leads so far at $9 a lead. That's pretty insane, man. To us, that's pretty insane. And Google is middle of funnel for me. So people that are more ready to transact than top of funnel leads, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at. I wanted to show that to you because we've come a long way from where we first started, and I love that we're here right now.
Yeah, absolutely. No, one of the things that I appreciate about what our marketing team will do is they'll actually meet with you, talk with you. We accept feedback. Like, we're very transparent. Tristan worked with our team to nail down to the areas that he really wants to work. So if you're generating leads through Chime, we are truly your partner in the sense that we will collaborate with you on the best way to build your campaigns. And I think Tristan can attest to that. A lot of other programs are going to tell you where they're going to where they're going to run your marketing, if that makes sense.
Yep, I agree. I meet with them every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, I sit down with them with the Google PPC team, and we go through, we break it down, and we're like, hey, this isn't working, this is working, but it takes my time too. So, you've got to invest in your business as well, time-wise. So
yeah,
that's helped us. That's helped us, our CPL go down so much, and that's why you see it at $9 a lead in Los Angeles. So that's pretty awesome. So, Randy, anything you want to add, buddy?
I have got 4 delicious-looking chicken breasts in a crock pot, so no fast food tonight.
Dude, I hate you. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it.
Y'all, if you want to see a demo of the Chime platform in its entirety, click on one of the links here in the chat.
There it is. I just posted it.
Perfect. Yep. Click that, fill it out. You'll get to do a personalized demo. Tomorrow's the last day of the month, always the best day to sign up for anything. So don't twist our arm too hard.
Dude, thanks for being on again. I love talking to you. And Rick, great questions, buddy. Appreciate that, man. Thanks, guys.
Y'all take it easy. Thank you, Rick.